The time by Sagicor is
7 o'clock.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, Indiccom raises alarm over surge in police killings. Kingston Mayor receives report on planning concerns. St. Anne Police clamp down on operations in unauthorized areas. Prime Minister highlights housing water plans for tourism workers. And in sports, Jamaica men's sprint relay team seeks world champs qualification in London. Hello from Kingston, Jamaica. This is CVM News at 7 for Friday, July 18, 2025. I'm Curlin Brown. There are serious concerns from the Independent Commission of Investigations, Indiccom, as fatal police shootings continue to rise sharply across the country. The oversight body is again calling out the Jamaica Constabulary Force over what it describes as the failure to use body-worn cameras during deadly planned operations. With that story, here's Andre Jebinson.
Indiccom says in just 24 hours between July 11 and 18, 4 men were shot and killed by police in separate incidents across St. Catherine. That brings this year's fatal police shootings to 177 people, more than double the number from the same period last year. According to Indiccom, in the last 12 months, a total of 288 people have been killed by members of the security forces. Yet, in all those cases, none of the incidents were captured on body-worn cameras. Indiccom argues that body-worn cameras are especially critical in planned raids and operations targeting wanted men, situations where lives are most at risk and public accountability is crucial. Indiccom adds that most recent operations took place in settings where there were no physical barriers to camera use. Indiccom says while it recognizes the dangers police face, it stresses that without video evidence or third-party witnesses, it's nearly impossible to verify officers' claims of self-defense, especially in repeated cases where suspects are alleged to have pointed weapons first. The Commission is urging the JCF to urgently address the deployment of body cameras in all future planned operations, not just to build public trust, but also to protect officers from false accusations. Andre Jebinson, CVM News.
Illegal dump sites have done more than just add stench to the city, leaving stakeholders in the Kingston and St. Anne Municipal Corporation more determined to go beyond just clearing them. One stakeholder during a recent public health meeting reasons the city's plight is a cultural defect now ingrained. More from Nika Lewis.
It's a cultural defect that has now become ingrained in right across the society, and we have to work together to fix that.
Illegal dumps continue to pop up across the corporate area, coming to the fore of public health meetings at the municipal corporation again. The mayor shared fresh solutions to thwart the public health risk.
Clearing some of these dump sites doesn't help the situation, if you understand what I mean. If you don't, make sure you utilize the spots. And one of the ways that we have to do is that how can we create some parks with the involvement of the communities to make sure that this thing works. So you have to understand. So for example, how do you put some tire, make sure dirt in it, that means the public health don't come and say it will breed mosquito, and plant some nice plants there and put it up and you make it into a kids play area and those things. So we have to look at situations like those.
But it's not just the residential risks, but those presented by corporate bodies who have not partnered with the solid waste entities to properly dispose of their waste.
In our business district, and I may speak of downtown now, Papede, Crossroad and those areas. And this is a criticism of solid waste. We have to find a solution after. where if you're in an arrangement with solid waste, you have to have some receptacles, an agreed receptacle that is identifiable that they can put their garbage in. Right now, the few that are I don't know, I can't say the few, but whosoever are in arrangement with you, they put that out at the front, and who are not in arrangement, put out the front, and you can't differentiate. And then you get stuck downtown with the garbage, collecting those garbage, when by right, they should be in our community clean up the garbage.
He notes the need for distinction in the receptacles in the town space. Meanwhile, Executive Director of the National Solid Waste Management Authority, Audley Gordon, says greater support is needed in keeping communities and towns clean.
Waste management is a major challenge in Jamaica, and I'll take you back before I come forward. We have seen the waste management being treated like a second cousin in the family. And it started when we had in 2001 a NSWMA Act, which still today is without the requisite regulations that should give the act the teeth so that you can adequately execute.
Gordon notes efforts to remove waste requiring the use of heavy-duty equipment in some communities, reminding that only 40% of the communities in which it has become necessary have pledged support for proper disposal in the KSAMC. Angela Melville, CVM News.
And the mayor of Kingston says steps are being taken to address mounting complaints from residents, developers and planning professionals over inconsistencies in urban developments across the city. In January, Mayor Swaby established a 3-member review panel to investigate the issues, and this week the findings were formally presented. Carla Ramdeen has more.
The Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Building and Town Planning Committee this week received a long-awaited report from a special panel commissioned by Mayor Andrew Swaby. The panel, made up of urban planning experts Dr. Copeland Stupart, Miss Lorna Perkins, and Kevin Guscott, was tasked with examining the city's development. The move came after widespread frustration about delays, inconsistent reinforcement, and growing dissatisfaction across planning and development. The panel's findings highlighted a number of systematic challenges. Chief among them was a lack of standardized procedures. The report also said guidelines for reviewing planning applications are not consistently documented or applied, causing significant variation in how applications are handled. The review also noted that many steps in the application process are unnecessary, contributing to delays. Incomplete submissions from applicants only add to the problem, requiring repeated follow-ups and requests for further information. Internally, the panel found that onboarding tools for staff are limited, leading to inconsistencies in practice across departments. Compounding this are delays linked to external agencies like NEPA, NWA, NWC, and the Jamaica Fire Brigade. And while the Amanda platform was introduced in 2009 to streamline processes, it remains underutilized and inconsistently adapted by staff. The panel also flagged outdated policies and bylaws that hindered the municipality's ability to respond to modern development demands. Among the panel's key recommendations is a new approach of applicant engagement. They propose mandatory pre-application meetings where developers can meet with planners assigned to specific areas to clarify requirements and timelines. This, they said, would reduce the confusion and improve the quality of submissions. Mayor Swaby indicated that the report will be used as a foundation for reform, with the goal of building a more transparent, efficient, and responsive development system in Kingston. The mayor said the findings and recommendations will be examined by the KSAMC and reports will be sent to every councillor.
I've also represented the findings to the Minister of Local Government, to the Integrity Commission, and some other persons who will get these copies.
The budgeted amount for the implementation of all the activities over the 3 years is $95 million, with $49.3 million for the first year.
Preparation of the local sustainable development plan is expected to cost approximately $50 million over the 3 years. $10 million is expected to be spent in the first year. The funding for the LSDP can be through partnership with the National Housing Trust And I think the sugar industry, I think they had also helped to sponsor other local sustainable development plan.
Carla Ramdeen, CVM News.
The Agricultural Development Fund was the main focus of a PNP rally in Black River, St. Elizabeth earlier this week. The party shared plans promising a better life for the people. More from Crystal Williams.
The People's National Party, PNP, went 0 for 4 in the 2020 general election in St. Elizabeth, an outcome that included a loss in the traditionally reliable seat of St. Elizabeth Northeastern. Now, the party is placing renewed focus on the parish, especially in its push for a revival through agricultural investment. The PNP said special emphasis is being placed on the Agricultural Development Fund, seen as a key measure to address the burden of Jamaica's growing food importation bill. Known as the Breadbasket Parish, St. Elizabeth is central to the country's food production efforts.
So, comrades, we will cut the food importation bill by 25% in the next 5 years. We're going to build an agriculture special economic zone. We will launch a 2.5 billion agricultural development fund, taking just 1% from food import tax, and we're going to pump it into rural farmers.
The PNP's prospective candidate for the pivotal St. Elizabeth Northeastern seat, Zulika Jess, has committed to improving healthcare, housing, water access, and other essential services.
I am happy to tell you tonight that out of the 50,000 houses that the PNP go and build, Northeast St. Elizabeth must get 500. As your next member of parliament, me a bust you with water in your pipe.
Meanwhile, PNP President and opposition leader Mark Golding highlighted opportunities to strengthen national security and advance economic opportunities. He also pledged to uplift the small farmers of St. Elizabeth.
Comrades, our platform is built on addressing the real issues affecting the Jamaican people.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
More from our news desk in a moment.
Summer with Digicel. 100 lucky winners win $100,000 each, plus surprises all summer. To enter, buy a SIM 7-day plan or higher. Switch to Digicel. Be an active postpaid or Digicel Plus customer, or receive US $15 or more from abroad. Gift a friend a plan. They could win $25,000. Remix the summer with Digicel. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promo ends September 15, 2025. Conditions apply. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for more info. Digicel, better connected this.
Lyrically gifted and unapologetic about his craft, this artist beautifully fuses his influence from rap, hip-hop, reggae, and all things in between. This is Kabaka Pyramid.
My hip-hop name was Ronnie P. Clarks, you know. I don't know what the P
no stand for pyramid.
Yeah.
Hey!
When we discover auto-tune, my word, what a savior. Auto-tune make me turn an artist, you know. Anybody will tell you so them find themselves, them lost, because it's a constant journey of growth and evolution.
A word.
I would have literally do a football talk show.
You
tomorrow.
would be good at it though. You
100%.
would be, because your takes are actually good. Now sometimes,
I think so. But
I mean, your team might be trash.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, singer.
Welcome back. We continue our news with story out of St. Anne. The Kiwanis Club of New Kingston undertook the initiative to create the Belleview Family Life and Resource Centre as its major project for 2025, highlighting a new space for those who support mental health in Jamaica and their families. Here's more from Crystal Williams.
4 in 10 Jamaicans either have or will experience mental breakdowns in their lifetime. This alarming figure was raised at the launch of the major project of the Kiwanis Club of New Kingston Thursday morning. Each year, the club embarks on a major project to benefit the elderly, children, and persons living with disabilities. This year, their focus is on the staff of the Belleview Hospital, as their mental wellness is equally as important to its sustainability. Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, issued a mandate to those in the workplace of recognition, destigmatization, and normalization of mental health awareness in Jamaica.
The main reason, the issue of a response, another addition, value addition to the mission to address the mental health challenges in our country. There is a need for a conversation within the country around normalizing the mental wellness of our people.
His message to work environments is that the workplace has to be an enabling environment for mental wellness. Chairman of the Bellevue Hospital Board of Management, Diana Thorburn, described Bellevue as a place where not only wishes come true, but dreams. This rang true when the CEO of the hospital, Suzette Buchanan, emphasized the importance of a mental health space for the Bellevue staff.
The Belleview Family Life and Resource Centre will stand as a testament to what is possible when civic-minded organizations, government, and public health institutions come together with shared purpose.
Crystal Williams reporting for CVM News.
And now to that story out of St. Anne, as the police there are stepping up efforts to restore order on the roads and sidewalks. Vendors and motorists are being warned to operate within the bounds of the law as new enforcement measures take effect. Kevin Black has that report.
And we intend to continue to get at least 110% compliance.
The St. Anne police launched a targeted operation in Ocho Rios earlier today called Operation Reset, aimed at restoring order to the bustling town centre by enforcing vendor regulations. According to Inspector Sidonie Scarlett, the sub-officer in charge of the Ocho Rios police station, the operation focused primarily on encouraging vendors to operate strictly within their designated spaces. The move, she said, is part of a broader initiative to improve public safety, traffic workflow, and the overall aesthetics of the resort town.
Right now we're having what we call an Operation Reset. It's about refocusing on taking control of the town centre. We've had several reports of, anti-vending in illegal spaces. So our main focus today is really getting persons to move to the vending spaces.
Scarlett emphasized that the roads are persistently congested, which hinders the commute of individuals in Ocho Rios.
Right, the reports that came to us were that pedestrians had no walking area, vehicles had nowhere to drive or to park, regular persons going about their businesses because taxi operators embarked on that road, as well as vendors. We're trying to get them to have some kind of sustainability in our space so that persons use the required areas, the specific areas that they're supposed to.
Scarlett highlighted that the taximen are not utilizing the public transportation centre, but are operating from other areas. She said that the vendors were removed from the spaces and the taxi operators decided to occupy these areas.
So far for the vending, I think we've had about 95% success rate. We need to work more on the traffic initiatives because we realize that taxi operators are still finding various spaces to operate from instead of using the transportation centre. Like I said before, it is going to continue. It started some months ago, and we intend to continue to get at least 110% compliance.
Kevin Black reporting for CVM News.
Still in the Garden Parish, a major step toward environmental protection and sustainability has been taken in Ocho Rios. A new nature preserve has been officially opened, aimed at safeguarding the community's watershed and natural resources. Raymond Morrison has that report.
A new chapter in environmental preservation began in St. Anne this week. The Ocherius Nature Preserve Trust was officially launched, an initiative backed by 300 acres of land and a vision to safeguard the town's natural resources for future generations. The event opened with the cutting of a ribbon and the planting of trees. The preserve is expected to act as a buffer against environmental degradation, particularly in towns critical to watershed areas.
We are officially, after 20 years, opening the nature preserve, which is a 300-acre block of land behind Ocherius, which protects 6 million gallons of water. When we got our lease from the Minister of Housing, it also had about 3,000 people living on it informally, and we are protecting the watersheds and the forests and the general look of Ocherius.
He says while the mission is social and sensitive, getting the environmental right will mean making difficult decisions.
The problem is that some people are sitting in areas above watersheds and above aquifers, which could degrade the water of Ocherius. And that is the problem. We're environmentalists, right? We're confronted with a huge social situation, which is not a good situation. And we've determined that to get the environment right, we've got to settle the people. And then people will say, yes, this is now, we have a stake here, and we're going to protect it. That's what we want.
The project has earned the support from Minister with responsibility for water, environment and climate change, Matthew Samuda, who says the effort comes at a critical time.
So you actually need people in the system, on the private sector side, on the NGO side, on the government side, who are as resolute in fighting for protection of watershed areas, who are as resolute in fighting for the protection of forests. Because if we don't have any water. And you won't want to live somewhere where there's no water anyway, right? So we have a lot of work to do, because to develop the country to the status that we want for Vision 2030, we have to bring everybody along.
The minister also pointed out that the preserve is a strong step in maintaining and advancing national sustainability goals.
Everybody deserves a good place to live. We have to work with the town planners, with the HAJ, with the NWC to ensure we achieve that. Can't displace anybody. But we cannot allow continued degradation of areas which are in pristine condition. We have a lot of work to do, and I'm very heartened to see as many residents here, because it means there is great interest in achieving sustainability, in ensuring you have the communities in the condition that you want to have them. Because it is indeed a lot of work and a lot to do to achieve it.
The Ocherius Nature Preserve Trust says the work is just beginning, as it envisions a model of conservation that can be replicated across the island, a preserve rooted in purpose, with the promise of cleaner water, healthier communities, and a greener future. Raymond Morrison, CVM News.
More to come after this. Stay with us.
With Digicel, 100 lucky winners win $100,000 each, plus surprises all summer. To enter, buy a SIM 7-day plan or higher, switch to Digicel, be an active postpaid or Digicel Plus customer, or receive US $15 or more from abroad. Gift a friend a plan, they could win $25,000. Remix the summer with Digicel. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promo ends September 15, 2025. Conditions apply. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for more info. Digicel, better connected this summer.
Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We are the road to republic. Well then, let's propel we nation, moving forward in a new direction. True independence, that's the projection. No more dependency, it's the best plan. Yes, we know what's best for us, cause we want we country prosperous. So make we just pull together as the general public, while on the road to republic. Jamaica, let's spread the word around to let the world know that we are proud to be one republic. We are the road to republic.
A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs.
We are the road to republic.
Get
big rewards when you catch the flow rhythm. Switch to flow or activate a 2-day or higher data talk and text prepaid plan. Get instant prizes and loyalty points every time. The more points earned, the bigger the reward. Plus, 10 lucky winners will share the cash prize of over $1.5 million. Get big rewards with Flow's Cash the Rhythm promotion. Switch or activate before it's too late. Check your text message for winning link. Feel the rhythm of summer with Flow.
Welcome back. When you see the words Ram Goat Dash Along, what comes to mind? If it's a song about ram goat liver being good for mannish water, you're totally off course. As the spot we visited to learn more about this plant for this traditional flavors, don't deal with meat.
How seriously do we take the symbolic representation of the tree being our source of life? Some plants grow wild, as we put it, insignificant. Yet there's a connection for others. For one, from trees come a wide range of edibles.
Have you ever heard of ram goat dash along?
Yes, I've heard about it. From I was a child growing up.
What them say about it?
Well, at that time they use it for cold medicine. Yeah, but they tell me, say, as I go along, they told me that it's good for man sexually.
Oh, so you've had it before? They'd make it as tea?
Yes, they make it as tea.
Your granny?
Yeah.
We went searching on Camp Road in Kingston for someone who knows more about this bush, Tenura ulmifolia or yellow alder, and actually makes a meal of it and more.
All right, Sabakan.
I am
Boy, and name them.
blissful. Yes, Empress. How are you doing? Everything
All
good?
right. First of all, the name.
Okay.
Sabakan.
Yes, well, Sabakan, it means seven king. Right?
7 king.
Yes, it's Ethiopian. It's derived from the king of Ethiopia in the 3rd century.
So y'all come with a calabash and ting, man.
Yes, Empress. Yes, you don't know it's all natural of work.
We use plate.
Well, we use it as a plate, but it's just a calabash called medicine in it, and it's all
Medicine's
natural.
in the calabash itself.
Yeah, the calabash and medicine itself, and then when you eat it, there's a kind of medicine you get from it too as well, because it helps build mind, and it helps kind of purify your blood and so forth, the calabash itself.
Seriously, no. Me never hear about goat come along, but I just get a man and him say him know about it.
It's a ram goat dash along.
Ram goat, not you. Hey, ram goat dash, dash along.
Yes.
And you have some in the thing here.
Well, we don't have much in it right now. We have the parsley and
when the man goes so fast, you have to show me them story. Show me that.
We have the parsley. This is the parsley.
Parsley.
Okay, all right.
Bush.
Yes, and then this is the merengue.
Merengue, yeah, we know about the merengue.
Yeah.
You have none of the little
the ram goat. No, it's over there.
Over there, sir?
I'm gonna pick it right now.
When we're done, you gonna pick it right now?
Yes, I go.
All right, make me go pick because me want to see that bush there. Hold on, let me put down my bag. Hey, come on, get it right. Ram goat.
Damalash.
Damalash. Yeah, me looking at it. Dash along, damalang are the same thing. Because I have some other authentic names,
Yes.
So this is it?
Yes, this is it. So we spice it too like vegetables. So we take leaves from it like this. But we mostly take the center of it, right? Because it's warm. We use the blossom as well right here, and we put it here. So most of the time we take off a lot of it, like a branch of it, and then break off the leaves off it like that. Right. Yeah. So, and then we cut it, cut it up fine, like with everything else, and then we stir fry it or we serve it as live vegetables.
Right now, you're doing your refurbishing and all of that. So it's not a dine-in. People just come and take their food or what?
No, actually, the ones that come here, they sit around the table and eat as is, right? Because they my regular customers, so they don't really watch any, the refurbishing thing right at the moment. But they just come and they sit and they eat. So you could sit and eat here.
Remind me of the name of the place again?
It's RAF Tree of Life, Electrolyte Alkaline Food Store.
So this is somebody go and eat. It look like a regular, but it's the first you're having this type of food. Not what going in on the plate there. It's good, isn't it?
Next time on Traditional Flavors, what's inside the calabash and the preparation.
All right, so we want to wonder and find out what sports is serving up right after this. Stay with us.
The time by KFC is
7:30.
Lyrically gifted and unapologetic about his craft, this artist beautifully fuses his influence from rap, hip-hop, reggae, and all things in between. This is Kabaka Pyramid.
My hip-hop name was Ronnie P. Clarks, you know. I don't know what the P
now
mean.
stand for pyramid.
Yeah.
Hey!
When we discover auto-tune, my word, what a savior. Auto-tune make me turn an artist, you know. Anybody will tell you so them find themselves, them lost, because it's a constant journey of growth and evolution.
A word.
I would have literally do a football talk show.
You
tomorrow.
would be good at it though. You
100%.
would be. Because your takes are actually good. Now sometimes...
I think so. But
your team might be trash.
Odyssey with Yendi. Brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Island Net Services.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing. And the people that must say we are my show tonight.
Yes, so we want to know what sports is serving up today, and Ronaldo Adams is here to tell us. Wagwan.
Good evening, Caroline, and good evening, viewers. So, we all know that our 4x100 meters team, the men, they have a lot to do because the time is winding down, and there are only 2 qualification spots remaining for the World Championships in the 4x1 relay. Therefore, they are competing tomorrow morning at the London Diamond League, and they must qualify in a time of 38.19 seconds, right? So, tall task, and we'll also have our winner's edge, because today is Friday, of course. So, lots more is we have lots more in store for sports. Thank you.
I know you're already excited, want to tell us about the sports.
For
so
sure.
Hold your horses for a minute. We are going to now look at our local and international news.
We begin with news in the region. In St. Lucia, actor, entrepreneur and community advocate Malik Yoba headlined Connect St. Lucia, captivating young professionals and business leaders from his decades in entertainment and social impact. More from DBS TV News.
Renowned actor and entrepreneur Malik Yoba was the keynote speaker for the Connect St. Lucia Business and Social Gathering. This event brought together young professionals and business leaders for networking and to gain insights from Yoba's 3 decades of experience in entertainment and community development.
I left when I was 7, so I'm 42 and I came back last year. And, when I read the history of St. Lucia, it's about men going away, learning things and bringing their skill set back home. My skill set is I know how to get people in a room, get them working together and get them kind of united to a common goal. So for me, it was like, hey, no, I need to do this because there's a lot of division on our little island and there's not enough room for it, given that we're only 25 miles long. So just trying to bring a little unity to the country.
In Trinidad and Tobago, Prime Minister Kamla Prasad-Bissessa has given a firm stance on the decision to declare a state of emergency, noting that urgent action must be taken to cut off the immediate threat at the root and to safeguard citizens. Here's TTT News.
In a statement, the Prime Minister reaffirmed her promise to prioritize this country's crime situation by doing all that's necessary to ensure citizens' safety. She said immediately after receiving an intelligence report from the police commissioner, she directed Attorney General John Jeremy to take the prerequisite steps to advise President Christine Kangaloo to declare that a state of emergency existed in Trinidad and Tobago. Prime Minister Prasad-Bissessa said she will not allow a minority of illegally armed elements of society to continue to terrorize and traumatize law-abiding citizens, wreaking havoc in the country.
Ukraine has appointed a new prime minister, 39-year-old Yulia Sviridenko, as part of a sweeping government reshuffle announced by President Volodymyr Zelensky. This marks the most significant political shift since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in 2022.
She's young, economically experienced, and knows firsthand how to make deals with the Trump White House. Yulia Sviridenko is Ukraine's first new prime minister in 5 years.
Our task is to give Ukrainians all possible instruments to protect the independence and the life of Ukraine. We will fulfill this task.
No surprises then in what President Zelensky wants his newly reshuffled government to prioritize: Ukraine's war effort.
Ukraine needs more of its own power. We're in the process of transforming our defense system to help us increase domestic weapons production. At the moment, almost 40% of our weapons are produced in Ukraine. Within half a year, we expect it to be no less than 50%.
When Ukraine signed its high-stakes minerals deal with the Trump White House in April, Sviridenko was one of the negotiators. She's also been a deputy prime minister and economy minister, and perhaps just as important, Zelensky sees her as loyal.
New Prime Minister, she's been involved in negotiations with the United States, and I think she's already well known in American establishment, and it increases our chances that we'll be having better, more constructive relations with the new administration in the U.S.
The man Sviridenko replaces, former Prime Minister Denis Shmyhal. He's now the new Defence Minister. The former Defence Minister, Rustam Umerov, is now the head of the National Security Council. Finance, Interior and Foreign Ministers all stay unchanged. Now, Ukraine is a war-weary country, and Zelensky is hoping that his spin of the cabinet carousel can give it fresh energy and keep himself surrounded by allies.
And that's regional and international news.
It's a good time to check out what's happening on social media. No, we don't. We'll actually take a break. We'll be right back.
Remix the summer with Digicel. 100 lucky winners win $100,000 each, plus surprises all summer. To enter, buy a SIM, 7-day plan or higher, switch to Digicel. Be an active postpaid or Digicel Plus customer, or receive US $15 or more from abroad. Gift a friend a plan. They could win $25,000. Remix the summer with Digicel. Authorized under Section 58 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act. Promo ends September 15, 2025. Conditions apply. Visit DigicelJamaica.com for more info. Digicel, better connected this summer.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire